Have you ever felt like giving up? Like your efforts don't matter, and no one would notice if you just stopped trying? This is the story of a man who almost made that choice. But what he discovered on the darkest night of his life changed everything. Not just for him, but for hundreds of people he would never meet. This is the story of Samuel, the lighthouse keeper. Samuel had tended the lighthouse on the rocky coast for 17 years. Every single night, he climbed the 127 steps to light the beacon that warns ships away from the treacherous rocks below. 17 years of the same routine. 17 years of isolation. 17 years of wondering if any of it mattered. The shipping routes had changed. Modern ships had advanced navigation systems. Months would pass without a single vessel coming close to his stretch of coastline. Samuel's reports went unread. His requests for supplies were delayed. He felt invisible, like a ghost haunting his own life. One November evening, as storm clouds gathered on the horizon, Samuel made a decision. "What's the point?" he muttered, staring at the unlit beacon. "No one's out there anyway." For the first time in 17 years, he decided not to light that night. The storm hit with a fury Samuel had never witnessed. Rain battered the lighthouse like fists against a door. Wind screamed through every crack. The sea below churned into a murderous black cauldron. Samuel sat in his chair, reading by candlelight, trying to ignore the guilt gnawing at his chest. "It doesn't matter," he told himself again. "No one's out there." But then, a sound, barely audible over the storm, a ship's horn, desperate and lost. Samuel's blood turned to ice. He rushed to the window and saw it. A fishing vessel, small and battered, being thrown toward the rocks like a toy. He could see the faint shapes of people on deck, clinging to the railings. Without thinking, Samuel ran. He flew up those 127 steps faster than he ever had. His hands shook as he struck the match, lit the wick, and adjusted the mirrors. The beam cut through the storm like a sword through darkness. From below, he heard the ship's engine roar to life, fighting against the current. The vessel turned, slowly, agonizingly, and began moving parallel to the coast away from the rocks. Samuel kept the light burning, tracking the ship's progress until it disappeared safely into the distance. The next morning, Samuel learned that the fishing boat carried a crew of 8, a father and his 3 sons, 2 brothers saving for their children's education, a young man about to propose to his girlfriend, a grandfather on his final voyage before retirement. 8 lives that almost ended because Samuel thought he didn't matter. But the story doesn't end there. 3 weeks later, Samuel received a letter, the first personal correspondence he'd gotten in years. It was from a woman named Maria. She wrote, "You don't know me, but you saved my father's life. He was the captain of the vessel your lighthouse guided to safety. Because of you, he walked me down the aisle at my wedding last Saturday. Because of you, my children will know their grandfather. Because of you, I still have my dad." Then another letter came, and another. Each one from a family member of the crew, each one sharing how Samuel's light had preserved their futures, their dreams, their loves. Samuel kept every letter, but more importantly, he never missed another night, not one. Here's what Samuel learned, and what I want you to remember. You will never know the full impact of your efforts. You will never see all the lives you touch, all the disasters you prevent, all the hope you create just by showing up and doing what you're meant to do. There will be days when it feels pointless, when no one seems to notice, when the results aren't visible. But consistency isn't about the applause. It's about the lighthouse keeper who lights the lamp every single night, even when the sea is empty. Because you never know when someone out there in the storm is desperately searching for your light. Your work matters. Your presence matters. You matter. Even when you can't see it, especially when you can't see it. Keep climbing those steps. Keep lighting that lamp. Someone, somewhere needs your light tonight.